Petitioner Aragos Incorporated, P.O. Box 580, St. Peters, Missouri. Property at 2845, 2835, 2825, 2815, 2805, 2775, 2765, 2755, 2745 Jerry, and 2768 Burr Street.
Good evening. Civil rights activist Mr. Reese. I'm for this ordinance. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I turned the corner coming off the expressway and went right past City Hall and almost crashed my vehicle because didn't notice that this was actually 4th Avenue. They finally tore down the Sheridan, which it makes a great big difference. You know, we're not going to go back to the past administration who was supposed to got knocked down, but we need a change in Gary. And I can't see why people are turning down so much money coming our way. We do have the option as citizens to say yea and nay, but then at the same time, we can't be arrogant. You know, in my opinion, with the trucker station, if this is the same one that I go to fill up my limousines, what that trucker station is pretty nice. You got the, used to be Flying J's, then another Steel City, and so on, and the one across the street that has great food. But first of all, more truckers can come in, which means more business for the city, more revenue, more jobs. And the key word is that if we got someone coming in who wants to spend money with us as far as a company, and they're providing revenue towards us, we can't turn that down. You know, Gary has a mediocre reputation, and at this particular time, we need to take whatever we can, but we do have the option again to say yes or no. I don't see a problem with that. As far as the homes, the question is, what is the condition of all the homes? You know, if you drive through our city, a lot of our areas are plighted. So by them being plighted and they are moving some of the homes out the way, then I'm sure that these people will maintain the company. Gas company will maintain the particular property. So I am for this ordinance, and please consider on moving in here because we need the money at this time. Thank you.
Greetings. I'm Pastor Indris from the Rock Church in Gary, Indiana. I just want to take a moment and say that over the past year, we have dealt with Aerogas and Mr. Fuel for this particular ordinance, and they have been just fantastic to deal with and fantastic people to work with. And I want to thank the council for their recommendations as it would pertain to working out deals with the homeowners. They're all here tonight, here in agreement. What started as what once was a very contentious subject has now turned into a great relationship. And I just want to thank the council and the Planning Commission for their help and their counsel in this particular event. And I would pray that we accept the agenda tonight. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Council. My name is Gary Ratke with Ratke Engineering. We're the engineering firm that has worked with Mr. Fuel on both sides of the street and stuff. And I want to clarify a couple items. One is, as the first gentleman stated, we're moving the homes. We're looking at doing that, but they are not going on into a different county. They're staying in the city of Gary and stuff. And so just to clarify that, we're looking at trying to move them to the west slightly. The issue of cancer is that, number one, is I had cancer, 3 different cancers, so I am as strong a cancer believer and concern as anybody else. In my family, we have 4 of us with cancer and stuff. And so to do a project that would cause problems in that degree would be a major, major issue with me. I spent quite a bit of time since the gentleman talked about this issue with cancer to find out just where are we with cancer and trucks. The first control of truck emissions was done in 2007 by the federal government. 2007, we're only 7 years away from when they could do anything. And that's when they talked about this cancer stuff with truck emissions. That was the start of the federal government finally taking and requiring mufflers and emission controls. In 2010, they came up with a regulation. It's called Certification Clean Idle. Certification Clean Idle means that a truck built after 2010 can go into a garage and idle in that garage. They do not need the exhaust system and everything hooked up. What they do is they're actually, the standards for the new trucks are the air coming out of the exhaust is cleaner than the air what they actually are driving through. The idle air issue, what was stated, it was a system a number of years ago what actually truckers would have to buy and purchase and put in their windows for air conditioning, TV, and everything. In Pennsylvania, there was a large truck facility which had 75 of the hookups. They all are now abandoned because of the new emissions control. You can put a tri-pack. A tri-pack is a little generator that is put in trucks nowadays for $10,000, what can keep your truck idling, or not idling, but your truck engine, water, and everything in it warm, air conditioning, heating, all those conveniences in a tri-pack. 1/10 of the gas will be used from an idle to a use of the tri-pack. Mileage from the old trucks were doing 4 to 5 miles to a gallon. New trucks do 6, 7 to 8 miles to a gallon. What does that mean? That means they're going to be purchasing the new trucks. Think of almost twice the gallons used, or half of the gallons used for new trucks at the cost of gas. Maybe right now it's a little bit low, but it's a major cost of all the old trucks. What caused all this cancer issue are getting off the roads. So we feel very strongly that the cancer thing was a major concern, but the word is was. We represent actually the Planning Commission and the Council suggested we have a meeting in August with the community. I was at the meeting and the pastor was at the meeting. It was a very, very tough meeting to attend. We had very, very strong feelings going into the meeting. And our meetings was tough because we're dealing with people and their houses and their emotions, and that was tough. By the end of the meeting, the people were asking us, why don't you buy our homes? It got to be that we're actually got to be friends with quite a few of the people and stuff, and that's what we're planning to do, is buy the homes and make a nicer facility. And that's what we are here tonight for, is to ask your approval for that new facility. We want to be under construction this summer and open the facility by fall. Thank you.
A lot of the issues and concerns from we had in the planning meeting, I'm glad Mr. Ratke was able to bring back the information and get those different things cleared up. We're not here to stop the truck facility from coming up, because that's already something that's in place already. It has already passed, and it's what we're in place here for is the residents are selling their homes, and their intentions are buying the homes. So I don't want people to think that there's some type of misconception what's going on. We had a public meeting about the truck facility, and it was advertised. We had a planning meeting and everything, and the different ones that came out, they came to those meetings. There was a special meeting held at the church inside of that community at the same time, which they reached an agreement, which the residents reached an agreement with the owners that want to buy the facility at the same time too. And the letters went out to everyone to come to those meetings, but we're past that now. But I'm glad to see that we were able to get a lot of different things that we wanted to get accomplished inside those meetings. We did get those things accomplished. But I was happy to see, even with the demolition of the homes there, or with them purchasing the homes, some homes that cannot be saved will be demoed, but some that will be saved, they will be going right back inside our community. That is something different that we're not used to seeing. Someone normally just come in and just want to demo something, but they are going to save the structures there and put them right back inside the community. So I think that's a plus there. We first said the fence was going to be a certain height with trees and everything. The fence wound up being lowered. I want the fence regulation put back up where we said we were going to have the fence. And the fence is back where we said they were going to be. I think they're going to be great partners inside the city with the truck facility coming here. Even been in some talk. Noah brought up at the last meeting about what's the other truck stop pilot. Even been in some talk with pilot on some things that they're going to do. The biggest thing that we have, and I know this is off the subject, but the biggest thing we have with pilot is once the trucks get off the expressway, they miss their exit going inside of pilot. And I drove past it just Saturday. The sign is so small, it's easy for anyone to miss the sign. And Pilot said that's an easy fix. We will be having a new sign going up there where they can see the exits there at the same time. Pilot will also be doing some landscaping around on Burr Street, on 25th Avenue, to kind of spruce up some things around at their facility at the same time. But I just want to say those different things because these things did come up inside our meeting, and just let everyone know that they are trying to meet every goal that we have put up or the different thing we have requested of them. They have tried to really work hard with us inside the city to meet those different demands. Thank you.
As a planning chair and as a member of the Gary City Council, it's very important to make sure that as a petitioner comes in that we hear the voice of the people that's being affected. The ordinance, like Councilman Brewer talked about, is concerning the homeowners as far as the sale of the properties, and that's the purpose of being rezoned. The meeting, as you heard from the architect, that there were some resistance. I would like to thank the pastor of the Rock Church for opening up the doors to facilitate and have the meeting there. And what I'm really gratified about is that the Aerogas was very attentive and listened to the concerns of the residents in that particular area. This is not, the presentation that you heard tonight was something that Aerogas didn't just say this will do for you. This would, the residents, the homeowners who are selling their homes, they said this is what has to happen. This is what we need in order to have any type of cooperation or resolution. And this is something that Mr. Fuel, the Aerogas company, they took heed to that, as well as Councilman Brewer's input from the city side, also from the zoning department. Before it even got through zoning, there were some things that had to be rectified. At our last planning meeting that was held last week, more issues were brought up from residents on neighboring area around, not at the immediate area that we're talking about, but around had brought some concerns about Pilot gas station. The Pilot representatives have been contacted as far as the different surrounding area, as far as the appearance, as far as the entrance and exit signs, and they're assured that those will be addressed. We have been in contact with the city department so we can follow up to make sure that those things will be addressed and enforced. So I just want the public to know that due diligence has been done at this particular area, and I'm very proud and happy to see the residents who took the time out to come out tonight that are selling their homes to actually be actually a testimony of how working in the community as far as government and for private enterprise that can work, because what we're here for is one goal, and that's the betterment of the city of Gary.